Hello guys, welcome back to episode 7. Now, we are very, very, very sorry that we have delayed the release of this episode, but we did it for a very good reason. Now, obviously, we've been talking a lot about the marathon and how it's affecting my dad mentally and physically, and I wanted to kind of see it in the actual flesh, because, to be honest, I wasn't really buying it. So today he's gone out and done a 17-mile run, which we have then gone on to record afterwards. So I just kind of wanted to see if you are actually alive. And I mean, some of the weird noises that I've heard would suggest that actually is quite a struggle doing 17 miles, isn't it?
I'm in bad shape. I'm not gonna lie to you. I made noises on the way around today that little dogs were running off.
Now, I'm going to be honest, are you just being very melodramatic? Because
sorry?
You were walking to where we record, obviously, the podcast, which is Hospital Radio, shout out. And I mean, you were just making weird noises.
Well, guess what?
It just was...
Guess what? Run for 17 miles and see how it feels.
But I mean, you're just kind of groaning when there's nobody there. It's like, if you're going to be melodramatic about it, like, at least do it when people that want to care for you are there, because I'm not bothered.
No, I understand that 100%.
Like, as in, you can moan all you want, but I'm like, bro, we need to get up to do the studio. And
can I just tell you what my legs are doing right now? You've no idea, have you? Literally, my legs feel like they're just going to come up, crumble away right while we're talking, because I don't like to use this word, but I am knackered. I'm absolutely knackered.
This is what I'm worried about. And then obviously, you know, I wanted to give the listeners the perspective, you know, because I'm all about that immersive podcast feel.
Oh, I love that. Immersive podcast feel.
But I mean, I'm nervous for you, and this is why, like, I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly here.
Right.
But that was 17 miles. You've still got basically another 10 to go.
Yeah, oh, hello.
And this is what's happening to you when you've done 17.
You'd be great self-help guru. Come along, Jordan Ritchie, just giving you that little bit of motivation to get through the day. Oh, that was good, but you've got another 10 miles to go.
No,
it's
but
step by step, mate. It's step by step.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to finish your sentence?
I know. I can't. That's how tired I am. I can't even get to the end of my sentence.
Which is why I was a bit worried about this podcast, because obviously I've had to come in, you know, as always, I've got to bring the energy, guys.
Oh,
and I was nervous that you weren't going to bring the energy, because it was going to be down low.
Well, listen.
And I feel obviously it's still that case, so I'm trying to be, you know, really Mr. Energetic.
Good. It's coming over well. Well done. Well done, you. I've got two little things. We've had some feedback about my nipples.
It's always what you've wanted your dad to
exactly.
say.
It's got the country talking. Let's just say that. No,
Wow.
we've had texts, we've had emails, we've had Facebook messages.
Yeah, we've had it all.
And people, a lot of people concerned about my left nipple. And thank you, crowd. Thank you for caring.
You just called our listeners a crowd. I'm not sure that's going to go down too well, is it?
Oh. Well, wait, what you meant?
You know, or again, you know, another bit of feedback for you. Try and be, you know, connective with them.
I'll give you some feedback in the face in a minute, and I'm not even joking.
You know, trying to make them feel like they're in the room with us, you know, rather than this whole sort of crowd. Yeah,
no, I'm getting into the kind of whole marathon thing, the vibe. Come on, Mark, keep going. That's good. You're doing well.
Are you doing this for an ego trip?
No. What I am doing is, we've got a lot of feedback about my left nipple. For those that never heard the last show, one, and I repeat, one of my nipples is proven to be a problem. The other one is conforming, but the left nipple is not enjoying life.
So one of the things I heard is, I'm going to get this wrong, but I think it was
pretty much
oil.
Oil?
I don't know if it was olive oil or as another oil, but it was an oil.
Cooking
just
oil?
tenderly.
Car oil?
I don't know what oil it was. I want to say lavender oil. Don't even know if that's a thing.
This is the worst.
I've shot in the dark.
Go to the doctors and the doctor's like, listen, I'm going to take a stab at the dark and I'm going to say, I would take penicillin. I don't even know if that's a thing, but try it, see what happens.
And then also as well, when you are running, little bit of tape.
Little bit of
tape.
No, a lot of people said that. But can I give the listeners advice out there? Nipple glide.
What even is that?
It sounds like a really good ride at a sort of outdoor swimming pool. It doesn't. That was ridiculous, and I'm sorry. But no,
Wow.
Basically it's stuff that you get and you put it on your neck, and it's better than Vaseline. And
It's
got
Vaseline.
we got feedback on that as well. A lot of people agreed with you on that.
But it's not even. It's just. It's
I know.
common sense.
I can't say that word.
Brilliant.
Wow, great.
Brilliant.
Shall we talk about words that you can't say? I mean, I know 1 or 2 bits that are coming up, and I'm absolutely delighted.
I mean, that was very smooth. Very well done.
Smooth.
So, I mean, I've done 2 stupid things this week, and I'll admit to them.
Yeah.
I'll admit to them.
Please.
So the first one, which is what you're sort of referring to, is I watched quite a good movie. It's quite scary, and I was calling it an Aphelion. So I was recommending it to my mate. Oh, mate, you should see this film. It's a really good film. Oh, yeah, what's it called? Oh, yeah, it's an Aphelion. Anyway, then I was writing it down because I was a bit like, oh, I'm not really sure if it's called an Aphelion. And I was writing it down to tell my other mate because he was a bit, oh, yeah, how do you spell an Aphelion? And so I wrote it down. And obviously I've got a great memory. And I actually did write down the word properly. And she looked at me and was a bit like, it's not, that isn't... she almost couldn't comprehend how stupid I'd been. She was like, that word is, and I've actually forgotten the word myself, is come on, help me out, you know. Annihilation is what the actual film is called. It's called Annihilation, and for the whole time I was calling it Aphelion.
Yeah. And
now,
even when you've told the crowd, hey guys, love to have you here.
Even when telling you on a podcast,
right,
I couldn't even say it then. Like, all I know, it's got Natalie Portman in it. She's beautiful. That's all I remember.
Right. Can we steer away from that?
But I mean, so I had to then tell my friends who I'd recommended the film to,
embarrassing.
hey, you know that film that I called Aphelion? Yeah, don't search that because I don't actually know what that brings up. It could be anything. I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that's actually a bad thing, Aphelion. I don't know what it is. Maybe I should stop saying it.
People are going to be Googling that.
And I'm
Listen,
scared.
if that's a horrendous thing,
I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't condone.
You've got word issue.
I have.
Condone.
I'm
word
a bit dyslexic,
issues.
aren't I?
Which
But
does take us on nicely to, because I wasn't part of that one, and that's good, but I was part of your other one. And to say that I wet my pants when he said this, to say that I was slapping the floor, I mean...
So went round to my mate's house, obviously, the other day, and, because, got loads of mates.
Obviously the other day. Why was it obviously the other day?
Because it literally was the other day. Like, it literally was 2 days ago.
Right.
And, so... Yeah, he had a load of curry left over, which I was, I'm quite shocked. I was not a massive curry fan, so I was a bit like, yeah, no. And I actually really liked them. So, Sammy, if you're listening, please tell me what they actually were. So we heated up this leftover curry, and they were very delighted to give it to me and Tim.
Lovely.
And he kind of put something on my plate, which I didn't really know what it was. And all I remember is I was like, oh, it's like a vegetable onion bhaji. And that's what I described it as to you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, oh, you'd have been proud of me, Dad. Yeah, I had a vegetable onion bhaji. Now, I didn't fully realise in my head that onion bhajis are actually vegetarian, aren't they? So that was a bit of a stupid moment for me.
Because I mean, I don't know if you've ever had the meaty onion bhaji. Well, now my voice is gone. Meaty onion
this
bhaji.
This podcast has got to a point of it's just us failing to say sentences. That's what it is.
I don't think they'll be using this to teach English to anybody. Do you know what I mean?
No, if you're trying to learn the language.
Or cuisine. It's like, listen.
But now, obviously, I've thought about it, and obviously an onion bhaji's got no meat in it.
Obviously.
But in my head, it was what the connection was, and this is what I have to do to make myself feel better if I have to, explain myself.
Yeah.
Was obviously an onion bhaji, but I was like, oh, it's like had vegetables in it rather than onions. So it was like the vegetable version. And I don't think I'm making myself sound any better, am I?
No, you really aren't. You just need to just let that one go as that you are a twonk. Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah.
Strong.
But the last thing, because obviously, you know, guys, not long till the marathon, not long till I do that 26.
How many days is it?
Actually, I think it's about 40 days. 40 days? Yeah. So, not long.
And you're only doing 17.
Can I just say that I've got a little bit of another issue that I just feel I need to share with the...
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we... So I haven't vetted this. And he was a bit like, I've got a marathon update. And I was like, yeah, you know. People are loving the marathon, so hey, why not?
Well, it started...
But if we've got other issues, I don't... So, like, nipples, okay, you know, pushing the boundaries on nipples.
Good.
But I don't know if this one's going to... Because obviously, I think in your little mind, you've... let's up the ante.
No,
nipples was good, let's up the ante.
No, nipples weren't good. That's the whole point. Anyway, vegetable on your bhaji, just for those listening. And no, what it is I wear running sort of joggers, so I don't wear shorts. I'm going to use the word leggings, right?
Again, my dad is wearing leggings.
I know. Even I feel a little bit sick in my stomach saying it, right? But because you're running for quite a long time, it's my legs are going bald. I'm losing hair on my legs.
That was more of a laugh of relievement, to be honest.
Relievement?
That's a word.
Relievement is not. Maybe that's the name of that film. That film. Hey, mate, great film's called Relievement. Coming to cinemas near you. Wow. This has been the worst podcast for your vocabulary.
It's not great, is it, my vocabulary? Relievement. What's the word?
Relief.
Just relief. I think it's just relief, Jordan. But yeah, I'm glad it's, you know, your legs are balding.
My
rather
legs
than
are
anything
balding.
Else, you know?
Yeah. I just thought of Claire balding then. No, it was
she's balding.
Yeah, no, she's not, because she's a lovely lady. And basically, what I do want to say is that
is there a cream you want to get recommended for that? Is that what you're going?
I want my listeners to.
Your listeners. Oh wow! You've called them a crowd. Now you're calling them your.
What are
listeners.
people going to call in for you? Hey, listen, mate.
Next thing you know, you're gonna have
got some films that you could maybe say the name of.
I know, but next thing you know, you're gonna have like some weird sort of like nickname for your fans.
Yes, that's
the Richinators or something.
I quite like that.
The Richinators. Hey, Richinators.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Why are you saying it in an American accent?
Because it's an American thing, isn't it?
Hey, but yeah. So if anybody's got advice on that, my legs are balding. I don't want my legs to bald. That was never part of the marathon deal. I was never like, oh, look at them legs. They're too hairy. I need to run a marathon and get rid of some of that hair.
Is it because you're running, or is it because you're getting old? Like, is it? Well, I know, you know, and obviously I don't want to get too deep on a podcast, but is it because of running purposes, or is it something else going wrong?
I think I am going to make it to the end of the podcast. I mean, literally, I'm not going to die in the next couple of minutes.
Well, you know, obviously you're getting on a bit in age. So.
Oh, this is horrible. This is taking a dark, horrible turn. Well,
hey, let's up the ante. You know, I'm being Mr. Enthusiastic, and because you've got no energy. So come on, let's go.
Right. Well, I have got a subject, and at the end of this subject, I've got a little scenario to paint for you, and I'm very excited. It all started a few days ago because I saw 2 Hitch Hikers.
I saw some Hitch Hikers as well.
Seriously?
Where did you see them? Did you see them at Priory Island?
Right, so everyone that listens to this outside Nottingham suddenly slipped into a coma. I mean, what's Priory Island?
Well, okay,
it was just think of the crowd.
It was a 2-second thing for you to say yes or no. And then for people that don't know Nottingham, go, oh, okay.
Right,
fine.
I don't actually know where Priory Island
is.
Was
it out? Oh, my days. Okay, this is weird, but you call it the J. John roundabout.
Yes, I do. Because I've got a friend called J. John. He used to live there. That's right.
Brilliant.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah. Was it on that roundabout?
No. But it was quite near the M1, just a bit. Maybe it was the same.
Maybe it was the same people.
Was that a guy and a lady?
Yeah. And the lady kind of tried to jump, like, She kind of tried to wave this sign whilst I was waiting at the lights, and I kind of had an awkward look at her, and then I was a bit
What
like...
did the sign say?
I didn't really read it because I was a bit scared about them. So I kind of like, when you do
them.
you do the most English thing ever. You kind of look over and then you look immediately back at the lights and just immediately like stare at the lights as intently as possible.
But
change.
Can I say, if that is the same couple, then did they get a lift from the private?
Sorry, love, I can only take you up the road.
That's about 3 minutes in the car. That is not a long ride. Whoever gave them that.
Because didn't it say down, wanting lift down south or something?
Down south.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think
it might have been the same people.
How weird
This
is
is
that?
quite weird.
But I've not seen Hitch Hikers for absolutely ages now. I just want to say before, I know we've got some younger listeners. Hitchhiking is a dangerous thing. We're not saying on the podcast.
Condone.
We're not condoning onion bhajis. Or we're not saying, hey, listen, get into a car with a stranger. That is what we're not saying, yeah? But...
what we are saying is...
No, because I thought hitchhiking was kind of like just a bit of a thing in the past and that no one ever did it now.
Everyone's a bit,
Yeah,
stranger danger,
it is a bit dangerous, but it did remind me of a story. When I was 23, I started going out with your mum, right? Which is quite a weird sentence I can hopefully only ever say to you. Imagine if I could say that to other people. When I was 23, I started going out with your mum. No, just your mum, Jordan. So...
that got weird, didn't it? Do you want to carry on with your story?
Yeah. So I was living in Barnsley, yeah?
Ooh.
And I was driving quite a few times down to London. Anyway, I picked a hitchhiker up. I picked it. Mate, 23.
Why?
I know.
Why did you do that?
Have you ever done something? It's a little bit out of your kind of like normal behaviour.
Well,
I don't know
yeah,
what got into
but,
me. Yeah, let's move on from that. Let us.
I don't think
move
they're
on from
podcast worthy.
No,
so,
I do not think we should stop there.
But I've never ever gone anywhere near a hitchhiker. To be honest, I would never hitchhike in my life. It's just a bit like, why?
Yeah, you wouldn't like it because as soon as like the person...
I mean, technically hitchhiking, I've got the bus for free if that's hitchhiking.
Right.
You've kind of sweet talked the guy. Look, mate, I've only got 20p. Let me on.
Old chestnut. No, so I picked this guy up, young guy, yeah, and we're driving down the M1.
Why?
I know.
What went through your mind when you
I
saw
know.
him? What made you go?
I just
Great
thought, do you know
idea.
what? No, I thought, do you know what? Friendly. I'll help him out, right?
You are too friendly to people. Like just
Well-
even in the lift, like you try and start up a conversation with people.
Well,
and it's just weird.
is it that I'm too friendly, or is it that you are just like literally a bit sort of socially? I don't want to say the word awkward, but
No, it's English etiquette that you don't talk to people in lifts. That is the social etiquette for that moment. You
Right.
don't talk. You maybe have you're going to level 3. Yeah, sure, mate. That is the amount of conversation that you have.
yeah,
You're sitting trying to ask how the day was. So, what you been doing today? It's weird, mate. No one wants to have that conversation
So I'm
with you.
in the car with this guy.
Right.
I'm in the car with this guy,
Right.
and I'm chatting away.
Right.
And he's look. This bit's not funny because basically he's had a bit of a tough life, right?
Oh.
His mum and his dad were split up. That's not funny. And then basically his dad's left, and this other guy has come staying with his mum, and this other guy hates him, right? So he's a young guy. He's only 19. No, it does pick up in a minute.
Okay, good.
So anyway, we're driving down the M1, and I'm like trying to be all sympathetic, and I says, "Oh, what are you doing?" He says, "Oh, I'm going down to London. I'm trying to make my fame and fortune in London," right? And it's like, so we're chatting away like that, and it was really cool. And so, yeah, it was all really good. And then, honestly, as we're chatting, I just said to him, I don't know why I said this. I says, "Oh, hitchhiking's a bit dangerous. Have you ever had anything happen to you?" Oh. What he did, right, is he just turned to me, and honestly, he gave me this, like, the weirdest look I've ever seen in my life. And he just said, "This guy tried to do something in the car, and guess what I did? I just pulled a handbrake, and the car went spinning round, and it turned over about 6 times, and then I kicked his head in." And then I was just like, "Fine, I'm driving in this car with this guy.
Why
and
did
I'm
you do
thinking,
this?
what have I done? What have I done? So then, honestly, I mean, I'm chatting away, I'm being friendly, but I'm like, I need to get this guy out my car. I need to get this guy out my car. So we go and we get to the services on the M1, and I goes, oh, listen, let's just stop and get a drink and stuff. So we stop at the services. I said, come on, let's get a drink. So he gets out the car, and then I realised his bag is in the back of the car. And I'm thinking, well, I can't like just like take his bag. That would, I mean, I've turned from being a good guy to becoming an evil hitchhiker.
So you were just going to drive off?
Well, when you say I was, that's exactly what I did.
Oh.
What I did is I had to come up with this really weird story about him taking his bag to get this coffee. And I says, oh, listen, and honestly, it was such a like lame thing that I said. I said something like, oh, mate, you know, there's a lot of car thefts and stuff. I take your bag. I don't want anything to happen to it. We got to the coffee.
Really are.
I know, we got to the coffee, paid for his coffee, and then I did a runner. I ran as fast as I could to my car, got in my car, drove up down the M1. Terrified. I was shaking. I was shaking.
That is one of the weirdest things I've ever heard, ever. And that's my dad, guys. Ladies and gentlemen.
I was shaking. Honestly, for about 45 minutes after, I was terrified.
So what you've done,
Right.
so what I would have done
Yeah.
is if you get yourself in that situation, which I'd have liked to have thought I would have never done,
Right.
but you just throw his bag out the window and go.
That's what do you mean?
You just get his bag, throw it out, so when he comes back, his bag's there, you're gone.
Right.
What you've done is you've hurt him. That's the thing, is you've emotionally scarred him. Because you've gone in, you've paid for his coffee,
Yeah, he's had
and
the
then you've
coffee.
literally just legged it. Which, like, that's gonna hurt more than finding your rucksack in the middle of an empty car parking space.
Right. I'd like to contest that, but anyway, we'll leave it because this is where it gets good. You've no idea what's going to come up. I suddenly thought, oh, imagine if you were in this scenario, right? So I want you to imagine, for whatever reason, you've got yourself in a bit of a pickle and you're having to hitchhike. You're on a country lane, it's raining, it's about 2:15 in the morning. Just go with it, right? So it's 2:15 in the morning, it's raining, it's pretty dark, you're out in the country.
Okay.
You put your thumb out, you're trying to hitchhike, a car stops, you get in the car, it sets off. Who is the most scariest face that you know in the world, famous or family member, that if they turned at that moment, you would literally wee your pants because you'd be like, oh no, I'm in the dark in the country with this guy. Who would it be?
Oh, it's a great question. It really is. And I think you would be one of the scariest faces I could see.
Right, ridiculous answer.
No, it would be. Is it like, you would be a scary face to see? Hey, son, how's it going? Oh, hey, Dad.
I'm your dad, so that is not going to be that scary.
Yeah, it
I'm
would be, because
talking-
it probably, if you know, let's get really in depth here. If I've not been able to phone you up to pick me up, you're probably one of the reasons why I'm having to get a hitchhike. So if you think about it logically,
Right.
you're one of the last people I'm gonna want to see.
Yeah. Ooh. What
Gonna
about
wanna
someone
see.
gonna want to see? What about someone famous? Who's the most
Yeah, I
terrifying
was trying to think.
face that just turns?
I mean, someone like Jamie Carragher would be a bit scary.
We have covered him quite a lot, but his little scousy face just turning.
Well, I don't really.
Anyone from a film? Anyone like one of the most scary film characters that you?
Well, I mean, obviously, like the Joker from Batman would be a horrible one to
imagine
pick you
him
up.
driving, picking you up. You wouldn't like that, would you?
No, well, of course you wouldn't, because he's a villain.
Oh, I've got one. I know who I would absolutely be terrified.
Okay.
Yeah, my granddad, because he's been dead for
What?
about.
Oh, flipping heck.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're like,
Yeah.
oh, what's going on? My granddad's driving me. He died
Flipping heck.
15 years ago.
No, that would be scary, and you've got all right to be scared. I'm pretty sure he couldn't drive, but
What? Because he's dead.
well, there's that, and I don't think he was driving for the last 10 years of his life, so that would
That-
also be scary.
that is
How have you learnt to drive again and also alive?
I think the driving bit would be a little bit of a... That's a little bit of a less of a problem. You're terrified and you're in the car. You've not seen him.
Hold on,
were at
Grandad.
his funeral. You're not going to go,
Hold on, Grandad.
How did you learn to drive again?
Is this an automatic? Because I'm pretty sure you weren't allowed to use a manual. Yeah?
That is brilliant. That's the thing that you would ask him. How did you learn to drive again? The fact that he was dead and now he's alive, that wouldn't bother you so much. But he's driving again. Terrifying.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Or your dad would be pretty scary.
Oh, yeah, but just generally. My dad's scary during the day. My dad's scary in a garden centre.
Yeah, we're going to get
at 2
so
o'clock
much.
in the afternoon.
Our family group chat is going to pop off.
Yes, it is. Well, it is time for
The sports section.
Jordan,
Richie, and Mark. That sounds like the Talk Sport.
Yeah, right. Just giving them a little bit of publicity. Why don't we do
yourself.
that? Well, listen.
I mean, obviously, it goes without saying. You know, even if you're not a fan of sport, you will have seen this goal.
The Ronaldo goal. I mean,
It is the best goal I've ever seen, and I am going to say that.
You have said it.
I am going to say it. I think it's the best. The way he acrobatically flips over,
Lovely.
because he lands fully on his back like it's a proper bicycle kick.
It really
Like it
was.
really is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I
Against one of the best defences in the world, Juventus.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've only ever got two. So the only thing that Zidane's goal, which I'm pretty sure that you woke me up in the middle of the night.
I did. I'm
Jordan,
proud of
you've
that.
got to see this.
I
You
got
have
you
got
up.
to see
I
this.
ran upstairs and got you out your bed and brought you down because it was such a great goal.
I mean, so and obviously, you know, going back a couple of years, Champions League final.
yeah.
I think that's the bit that beats
that
Ronaldo's goal. Is that Zidane's goal was obviously in a final, and
Yeah.
he just the way he volleys it is beautiful.
It's a thing of beauty.
Beauty.
It's a thing of beauty.
And then the other one is what's his name? Wayne Rooney. That's his name. Wow, I'm having a serious struggle with words today.
I'm enjoying it. We need to do this more. Just when you've got an absolute vocabulary kind of like stodge
Meltdown.
up. Yeah.
So yeah, obviously Rooney's goal, obviously overhead kick again, but it was against Man City, and it was quite a big rivalry then. And yeah, I mean, but it comes off his shin. That's for me what I didn't like about that
Yeah. No, I mean Ronaldo's goal was unbelievable.
goal. Yeah.
My favourite goal of all time, thanks for asking, is by a guy called Archie Gemmell.
Yeah.
1978,
not
Scotland
that good.
versus Holland, beats 3 players and
It's
puts
good,
it in the back of the
But
net.
it's not that good.
It's better than Ronaldo's.
It's like Messi. It's like every Messi goal. Like Messi's done that 16 times in his life.
Yeah, but Archie Gemmell did it for Scotland against Holland in the World Cup.
Yeah, he's Scottish. We get it.
Messi never did it against Holland in the 1978 World Cup.
Don't think he was alive then. He might actually not have been
There
born.
is so many people listening to this going, 1978, was football even around?
Was that the Victorian times? And so yeah, obviously, you know, let us know what your favourite goal is, eh?
Get in touch. Get in touch, crowd. Get in touch, crowd.
Let's have a bit of audience participation.
Yeah. So the other thing I just wanted to say is, you know, the Grand Prix.
Yep.
I don't watch the Grand Prix a lot. Do you? Are you
Nah,
bothered
it's
about it? Yeah,
pretty
a bit
boring.
Yeah. But they had a little bit of excitement because you know the drivers pull over and they change the tires in
Called a
like,
pit stop. Yep.
Pit stop. In about 0.00001 second. Yeah.
Yep.
And anyway, they did it with this guy, Raikkonen.
Yep.
And basically, he got the thumbs up to drive off. They'd only changed 3 of the tyres. There was still one of the pit crew, the crew member, basically still doing the tyre. Went right over his leg, broke his leg.
That's a bad day, isn't it?
That
is a bad day.
Do you know what I mean? If I was that crew member, I would be raging. I'm trying to help you out, mate. I'm trying to do your tyres for you, and you've done that to me. Do you know what I mean?
That wouldn't be good, would it?
You would say a word.
I mean,
you'd have to
he's
apologise.
immediately rang up injury lawyers for you, Lenny.
Have you had an accident at work? I have.
Well, I have, funnily enough. I've broken both of my legs.
Oh, I like it when you're like this. You're actually funnier when you can't talk. It's
Wow.
no, that is a really great line, though. That I'm good.
No, I'm a
thanks for
comical
that. I
genius,
might
but-
use that in my Edinburgh Festival show, 13th to the 17th of August. Wow, what a plug! Hey, but I just want to say, I know we're steering towards the end, but we've got that famous bit that people have never shown any interest in. We've not had one quote. No one's texted in or emailed saying, "Oh, I liked your dad quote today."
People have literally been screaming outside our houses to stop this part of the show.
Right, our houses. It's just that we live in the same house, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Yes,
American.
okay. I can't talk today. It's been hilarious. We've all had a little laugh.
Right. Well, this is going to be fantastic because you can't talk today.
Dad quote.
Dad quote. I'm going to quote it to you, but I'm going to leave the last word, and you're going to say the last word.
Oh,
A lot of pressure. There's every chance you're going to get it wrong. Just saying, because you're not great with these. Right, here we go. Dad quote. Both tears and sweat are...
You've screwed it up, haven't you? You've screwed it up. Do you want to go again? Here we go. Dad quote. And go.
Both tears and sweat are salty, but they render a different result. Tears will get you sympathy. Sweat will get you... Oh, he's if you could see his face now.
Results.
Results is a good word, but it's wrong. Have another go.
Sweat will get you sore nipples. Is that one?
It's good.
Is that one? I don't know.
Jesse Jackson did not say both tears and sweat are salty, but they render a different result. Tears will get you sympathy. Sweat will get you sore nipples.
It's like scenes you'd like to see in Mock the Week.
It's
Sweaty
actually...
nipples? No? Results.
I'm going to say
Results?
it properly now. America,
Results?
yeah.
Is it results?
It's not results. Stop saying results over and over again.
Well, that was my best
Bennett.
shot. I've done a funny one and a serious
Right.
one. What more do you want from me, Dad?
Both. I'll do it in an American accent because he's American.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Both tears and sweat are salty, but they render a different result. Tears will get...
You sound like
Tears.
Stephen Hawking.
George, don't say that. Tears will get you sympathy. Sweat will get you change. Change. And with that bombshell...
Thank you ever so much for listening to episode 7. I am genuinely sorry that you had to sit through that last minute or so in that... Was it Welsh?
It was American.
I think it was... We'll go with Welsh. And yeah, we are very grateful that you've stayed right till the end of episode 7. Obviously, we have more episodes coming up. We are very sorry for the delay in this one. Obviously, it was my father's fault. And so direct any hate towards him. Yeah, please stay tuned. Obviously, we've got a few episodes coming up. We obviously have the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and obviously we are on iTunes as well. So please go check us out on that. Make sure you don't miss any future content. And yeah, we'll see you on episode 8. Goodbye.
Onion bhaji vegetarian.